This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, welcome and adab. You are listening to Bharat FM, a one-of-its-kind, multilingual, eclectic provider of entertainment, information and news to Indian Americans. Headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, Bharat FM airs shows out of Cincinnati, Chicago and Phoenix. We take pleasure in our ability to cater to your bhakti, chusti, sphurti, shakti and masti needs with our audio and visual shows. Check out bharatfm.com for our online program. Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, welcome and adab. You are listening to Bharat FM, a one-of-its-kind, multilingual, eclectic provider of entertainment, information and news to Indian Americans. Headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, Bharat FM airs shows out of Cincinnati, Chicago and Phoenix. We take pleasure in our ability to cater to your bhakti, chusti, sphurti, shakti and masti needs with our audio and visual shows. Check out bharatfm.com for our online program schedule and archives. I'm sure the content will definitely tickle your senses. Tune in via the 24-hour web streaming on bharatfm.com or via the Bharat FM app. More information can be procured at 513-488-5070.
Good evening, India, and good morning to United States, especially Cincinnati, Chicago, and Phoenix, and those who are watching from New York and New Jersey. And in India, a special warm welcome to all the viewers from Mumbai, Coimbatore, Bangalore, as well as Salem, because one of our guests, as you knew yesterday, Ragini is presently stationed in Salem. So, welcome to all the viewers. Vanakkam from Salem. And this is Usha Venkatraman, your host, and you are watching a special Navaratri special edition on Storytellers Cafe. Antarmayi, finding the inner goddess, choreographed and put together beautifully by three amazing women. We have Sujatha Ramanathan in the studios today, Ragini Iyer, and Rakshita Raghunathan. It's a beautiful episode. The story of Devi Mahatmayam has been showcased every day, each episode from the story. It's just a 3-minute video clipping and beautifully put together with voiceovers, jathis, swarams, raag, aalaap. We saw on the first day the raag Todi, one of my favorite ragam. Second day was Kalyani. This is all the Carnatic classical ragams. You have the Hindustani counterpart, but right now I'll stay with the Carnatic counterpart. And yesterday we heard the beautiful, beautiful Kambodi. And today it's another special ragam. I will not divulge, but I will do a brief recap of the story that you saw the first 3 days. As you know, this is the story of Devi Mahatmayam, or Durga Saptashati as it's known all over India and in the world. Now, the author of this story is Sage Markandeya, and he is narrating this story to another great sage, Baguri. And he tells him the story is about a king whose name is Suradha and who meets a businessman named Samadhi in the forest. And both of them have been driven away from their respective homes, kingdoms, by their family members and their own people. But the two of them care for their family, and then they realize, isn't it strange? that they seem to be caring for their family members while they don't care about them at all. So they come in contact with another great realized soul, Sumedhas, and then ask him as to why this has happened to them. The sage tells them that this is all an illusion, Maya, created by the great goddess Vishnu Maya. Now the king and the businessman become curious, right? You want to know who is this Vishnu Maya? So they want to know more about this great goddess, the Maya. And that's when Sumedas tells them the story of Devi Mahatmayam, which actually consists of three stories. And the main gist of the story is how the goddess vanquishes all the evil demons, the villains that live inside each one of us. And then the good wins over evil. So, the first story that unfolded on the first day of Navaratri was the giving life force to Vishnu, that is, awakening Vishnu. Pardon me, awakening the sleeping form of Vishnu. Because the story was about two demons, Madhu and Kaitava. They were wreaking havoc in all the three worlds, especially in Devaloka. And they disturbed Brahma, the creator, who then prayed to the goddess and asked her to help him. And the goddess appeared and took the form of Lord Vishnu. And then she killed both the asuras. And this battle raged for thousands of years. Finally, she vanquished them. And then we saw on the second day how the mother goddess helped the devas by killing Mahishasur. But how this goddess Devi was created by all the gods, because this buffalo headed demon Mahishasur, not only him, he had other acolytes, his disciples, who were also wreaking havoc, in the Devalokam. So Indra and other gods, they rushed to the Trinity and they asked them to intervene and to help them out from this terrible devastation being wreaked by this bull-headed, buffalo-headed demon, who is a shape-shifting demon. We saw that yesterday. So that's when the goddess further strengthened the power of the gods. She equipped them with arms. That is, the goddess was equipped with manifold arms, and she was created from the joining of the Trinity together. Out of their strength, the goddess was born. So we saw the creation of Devi on the second day. And yesterday, we saw how the Devi fought Mahishasur, the shape-shifting demon, and finally put him to death. And today, we'll be watching the story as it continues, the third part of Devi Mahatmayam. So, viewers, I will let you sit back and enjoy the fourth day's episode. Please gather your family together, children especially, and watch the story unfolding. Before then, I would like to invite Sujatha Ramanathan onto the screen. Sujatha, sorry. Sujatha, as you know, is the architect of Antarmayi. And today she will be talking to us a little bit more about the fourth episode. Welcome to Storytellers Cafe, Sujatha.
Thank you so much, Usha. It's always a pleasure to be here. And each day of the Navratri, it's nice that we are coordinating the saris as well. Today is orange, right?
That's right. I'm enjoying. I don't go out of the house, but I get to wear all my jewelry, my jhumkas, my nose rings, and get to dress up. And also, so it's a good time to take out your jewelry, which is sleeping inside.
Of course.
So you're looking beautiful. You're looking lovely, and wishing everyone a very happy Navratri.
Yes. Thank you so much, Usha. So, moving on, it's a lovely introduction that you give us every day and to the viewers so that we don't miss on any element that has already been showcased. Of course, all the videos are already there on the channel for anyone to refresh. But yes, interestingly, as we move along for today's episode, so like we saw yesterday, the goddess has already killed Mahishasura. And after that, the Devas, Indra, start to praise Devi. So that's how the story continues. Okay. And after that, what happens is what we will see today. Okay. So why don't I go on and share the video?
Yes,
And why don't we catch up after that to talk a little bit more? Is that okay, Usha?
absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, perfect.
Usha, should I play?
Yes, please go ahead.
An auspicious Devi issued forth from Devi Parvati's physical step, the Kosha, and hence called Kaushiki. Devi Kaushiki, sitting atop Himalayas, was a woman of supreme beauty. Chanda and Munda, the servants of Shumba and Nishumba, saw her form and rushed to their king Shumba. They addressed the lord of Daityas, Shumba. All the best jewels, precious stones in 3 worlds belong to you. You now possess the best among the flora and fauna. Parijata tree, the Airavata, and Uchchaisrava's horse. And here is the woman of unsurpassing charm who should be yours. She is Kaushiki. Shumba sends his asuras to find her whereabouts and bring her to him. Sugriva praises Shumba, the sovereign of 3 worlds, and elaborates that Devi would gain access to all the wealth by marrying him or his brother. Devi certainly explains the promise she has made to herself that she will marry the one who is her equal, the one who vanquishes her in a battle and thus challenges Shumba and Nishumba to a contest. The messenger scoffs, "You, a single woman? Ha! Let it not be that you go to them with your dignity lost by being dragged by your hair." Devi smiles knowingly. What can I do, since there stands my ill-concerned vow, taken long ago? Go back and tell the Lord of Asuras carefully all this that I have said. Let him do whatever he considers proper.
Very, very nice, Sujata. I loved the dialogues and the echoing. This reminded me of Padmini Ragini's dance in Shanmukhananda years. I'm talking about early 1970s. As a young
Okay.
girl and beautiful. Go ahead, Sujata. What a lovely presentation today.
Thank you so much. We equally enjoyed making this. Of course, when we were putting it together, we wanted to bring in nuances uh, that were unique. If you saw today, Devi's attitude, right, when she says that I will only marry the one who is my equal, that was the main essence here, right? How she behaves, and it's actually written in the text. And those are small aspects that we picked up, like you would have seen on day 2, the way Devi was created, right? We found that extremely interesting because that's something that we thought was very nice, how she got her eyebrows and her nose and her teeth to that detail the Purana has even mentioned, right? So that shows the power that the goddess has, which has been bestowed to her by all the devas. Likewise, her behavior today is to say that after having killed Mahishasura and everything, she says that, you know what, only if he's my equal, I'll marry him. So that's what we need to take away from there, to say that, women of power, attitude, beauty, brilliance, she's everything. She's really everything. We really liked what we learned through this process. We had mentioned to you earlier that we had approached a guru to get us a little more detail into the text. I think this is not a text that one can understand by just reading. It requires a lot of deeper meaning understanding, and the inner beauty comes only when you go into that. And still we feel it's the tip of the iceberg, and maybe when we do a version 2 or a version 3, it should be even more better.
Yeah, there are so many layers to the story. It's like peeling the onion and finding the gold within. So you've got to go in. So
Yeah.
it's not going to happen in the first thing. I mean, I'm every day when I see this, it's so beautifully unfolding. I'm enthralled. I wanted to ask you something, Sujatha, that I loved your costumes, beautiful colors. Your costumes, how did you work with the costumes? And is this a traditional Bharatanatyam costume that you're wearing? Because I see more dancers wearing this kind of a dhoti style sari. So can you
Yeah.
talk
So
about the costume?
yeah, sure. So, of course, the story and choreography and music and editing, everything was very important, but equally is the costume, right? So we started thinking about it. So the thought was, should we look at uniform costumes? But well, we didn't want to look the same, because many a times we're representing different characters, and we wanted Devi to look unique. So Devi, the color for Devi we thought was maroon or red, which would be most apt. And if you see the episodes further as well, the one who's Devi in that particular episode will usually be in maroon. So after the first 3 days it shifts, so we've kept the color constant. So we identified 3 colors, and we bought saris for those colors.
Wow.
So Rakshita, in fact, was the one who took the lead on that. And since Coimbatore is a place that you probably get much better than in other cities, she took the lead, and she said she will look for costumes, and they were couriered to us. So they're regular 6-yard saris, in cream, in maroon, and in yellow, just representing, for example, Durga in maroon, Saraswati in cream, and Lakshmi in yellow. So we kept that in our minds, though not directly portraying those characters in the story, but that was the thought process behind choosing those colors. And then Rakshita was nice to go and look for them, and then she sent it across to us, and we decided that we will drape them in a style that is suitable. So they're not regular Bharatanatyam costumes, but they're saris that has been draped in a certain style that is comfortable for dancing, as well as it's appealing to someone who watches it, because you see similar colors at the same time. We are all not wearing the same color together.
Yes. Beautiful. So this is not a stitched costume. This is a
No.
draped costume.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I would like to learn that. Beautiful. You all look so, I mean, what do I say? It's so beautiful, to watch. The costumes also add to the dance, also add to the story. Sujatha, I wanted to talk to you about the choreography process, um, that is for today. If you could talk about, since you have choreographed, and and the storyboarding, like we spoke to Ragini yesterday, how she went about it. And then I think Rakshita is handled all the technical putting, stitching them together, and making a brilliant visual presentation. So could you talk about the choreography, today's choreography?
So choreography is a joint one. The three of us have worked together,
Okay.
because it's a joint production. So it has all our minds into it. keeping in mind the fact that it's digital, it has to be seen on the screen. We always had to keep that in mind. Unlike a production which is staged, where probably all three of us would have been in the same place on the stage and performed it together, this required a certain level of even screenplay. So the storyboard, even that Ragini has written, went many layers, like she mentioned yesterday, many versions, because we had to then break it down into screenplay, so that Rakshita would be able to put it together the way she has done it for us, for each of the days. So it involved all of this. And since all of us were in different locations, had different priorities, we marked out a certain pattern in which we can start working. We tried out, it worked for us, and then we continued in the same way. So we're keeping the musicality aspects of it, for which I had, suggested various things on each day. So, for example, today, since the episode had so much depth in the story, we kept it simple and yet the essence is communicated. Yesterday's required, a little bit of percussion. So we reached out to certain percussion artists to help us with that. So we've taken each day with its unique essence, keeping the simplicity of the concept and the spoken English, because only then it probably reaches out. So we kept that in mind, and then we started building on for each day just what we thought was bite sized, what's needed, and what we enjoyed performing. Honestly, at the end of the day, unless we enjoy it, you would not receive it in the same way. So
Absolutely.
we recorded for 1, 2, 3 together, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9. So that's how
Yeah,
we
see, it is such an immersive performance. Unless you immerse yourself into that, that's how the audience also immerses themselves. And I can understand that. And actually, I don't need to recap and tell the story every day because, your spoken words are more than enough. My telling or narrating the story is irrelevant. And I would ideally like the audience to take away from the video clipping.
sure.
We don't have to give them everything on a platter. Sometimes you need to kind of take it in, assimilate it, and then kind of and then place it, if you want to, kind of on a screen or something, so that inside your mind you unravel the whole story and put it together. That's the
Yeah.
idea. But then um, I enjoy telling the story because I'm learning and I'm discovering the layers in that. Beautiful, Sujatha. Fantastic as always. Today is the fourth day, friends. And keep watching Storytellers Cafe. Tomorrow we'll unfold the next part of the story. And 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Because Navaratri is for 9 days, culminating on the 15th. And we have a special guest, one of the gurus who has kind of mentored the three wonderful dancers, will be with us, and we'll engage in a longer conversation. You can always go back to YouTube and a Facebook and see this video clipping. Like I said, it's archived. Just go back, play it again, and watch it. And do drop in your comments. We would love to hear from you. And if you go to the event page, you have all the contact details of Sujatha, her social handles, as well as Ragini Iyer's, as well as Rakshita, Raghunathan. Feel free to get in touch with them and contact them, because right now the world has come together as one. So you can reach out from any nook and corner of the world. Yes. So please do that. And anything else, Sujatha? Would like to add something?
Yeah, so today's ragam was Bhairavi, another favorite ragam that I really like. And even the aalaap that I've tried to sing is based on a song, which is Taye Bhairavi, a very, very beautiful composition that I learned during the pandemic in a workshop. So I thought, even the day one was based on a song that I learned. So that mostly I tried to keep it to Devi premise as much as it was possible. And few other days where the ragams that is defined, like Neelambari, did not really fit in for the story. So accordingly, we have modified it or changed it to suit the day, because the story has to match the rasa of the ragam as well. So we've kept that in
Absolutely.
mind. And yeah, so there are many firsts in this. Like I said, even this whole narration was the first time that I had personally engaged on, but I started enjoying it after the first couple of days thoroughly.
We can see that. We can definitely see that. So, thank you, Sujatha, for that lovely clipping fourth day's episode today. Hope you all enjoyed watching this. Keep watching Storytellers Cafe on Bharat FM. And we will be with you for all the 9 days of Navratri. As I said, Antarmayi is a special production curated. I wouldn't say specially, I would say specially for Storytellers Cafe. And of course, the dancers are screening it in their own personal channels. So we are very happy to bring this to you on the occasion of Navratri. Happy Navratri to everyone around the world and have a great evening. Today is the fourth day. Tomorrow is Panchami, then Shashti, Saptami, Ashtami, and Navami. I can't wait, right? And you will see us beautifully clad in the colors of Navaratri saris and jewelry. Please do dress up and watch these episodes. Bring the Devi alive in you. Yeah. So that's me signing off. Thank you so much, Sujatha. I have the job. I need to play the jingle again before we end the session. Thank you, everybody. Keep watching Storytellers Cafe.
This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.